well, you were just doing this and you were just okay with this, but then all of a sudden you're not. And it was definitely because of the energy change of feeling obligated to do it because you didn't want to do it. You wanted to watch something else. You didn't want to finish recording.
That's not true.
It is true.
That's not true.
It is true because if
true.
it was true, you would have not made the smoothie. You
no,
would
that's
have.
Not true.
That is true.
That's not true.
You would
so
have
you're saying
finished
that.
recording.
So you're saying that just because I made the smoothie, I didn't want to finish recording it
anymore in that moment. That's true.
In that moment, because I went to go make a smoothie.
Exactly.
So you think because I went to go make a smoothie that I didn't want to finish recording, or after I said I'm gonna come here after I make the smoothie and then we're gonna do it, which is what we did.
No, it's not what we did because you wanted to watch that video.
After I made the smoothie, I have to ask you, did we or did we not get back to editing the video? Yes.
Because I transitioned us from watching the video. But if I didn't, you would have played another video.
Okay, so with that being said, then from there, you brought us back to editing the video, and you, because you saw me say that I didn't want to do it and I asked Vintage to do it, you thought it had something to do with something else that you projected in your own mind.
So this is, so then you brought, all of a sudden, after the whole smoothie thing, you brought up why you want, even Vintage felt it. He was just like,
you guys are feeling your own
why you want to, why do you want to, like, why you want me to do it? And then you were like, oh, because I was doing it, I was talking, or you were talking most of the time, and
that's what I said.
Yeah, and then
look.
But you were countering what I had said earlier, which was saying like, well, he was talking most of the time, so it would be nice for you to have that balance, even though you didn't have a problem with that before. This is all of a sudden a problem. And then so Vintage was like, well, I kind of feel what she was feeling because like I did do most of the talking, and you know, like it would be nice if you did do some talking. And then that's when you fell into it and you were like, oh yeah. And then like you did the recording, like you were feeling into it, like you were like, okay, like that makes sense because you were feeling something in that moment before, but when we both were like, you know, feeling the same thing, you got to feel into that.
So pause right there. You are missing what you are saying. You said that the reason why I didn't want to record was because
you were feeling a type of way.
And I'm telling you that it wasn't because of me feeling some type of way about you or Vintage or anything. It was because of what I said. And you think that it's something else.
Wait,
so what I'm sharing with you is that...
Wait, let me make sure I understand you. Okay. So you're saying that you didn't want to record anymore because it was something I said?
No, that's what you're... No, you're thinking
that's
that...
Why
no,
I'm making sure that it's
So I'm going to clear it up for you.
Okay.
So put it like this.
That's what I'm hearing.
You pretty much think that I didn't want to do the recording for reasons that you did not know. And if you did know, it was because of what I told you. Anything that you assume outside of that is your personal projection. You and Vintage, you guys specifically choose to listen to your feelings and maybe not at the moment. You guys do this. I'm not saying, but I'm saying in the moment, actually pay attention to those moments of where your feelings have come from. Because both of you, I'm not saying you shouldn't trust your feelings, but both of you preach feeling. And I'm saying, where do feeling come from? So I'm saying, all I have to say is that just even off that strength alone, both of y'all thinking that I'm doing something because of whatever y'all are feeling, even if y'all feeling is connected, maybe y'all two feelings are connected, ain't got nothing to do with me. Because how you feel and how he feels is not only based off of your own projections, but also if you two are two different individuals and you're feeling a connection, that's what you're feeling. Pause. Because then with me on an individual level, I'm not feeling that. Damn sure I ain't feeling that. But you know what I was feeling? Nothing that y'all was feeling. I wasn't feeling.
Okay,
I literally.
What you was feeling then.
So look, when I was feeling like, oh, okay, well, Vintage, you seem to be doing most of the talking, like I said. So it seems to me logically, and in the video, you don't see my mouth moving like that, and you're the one hands doing all the extra moving. So why don't you just continue doing
it?
My
question is that
because now if I'm talking, now if I'm talking, because we were doing, you know why I did it now? You know why I did it now?
That's why
no, I'm gonna tell you why now. So the reason why I did it was because both of you. I'm collabing with you guys, and I collab with people all the time. So with that being said, when there's a majority rules and I'm collabing, well, I really don't mind if we're all gonna say, okay, Nuda, we want you to hop on the verse. And you might have even seen this when I'm making music with fucking She and what the fuck what's his name Dez and Weefa because they want me to get on a certain part of the verse, and I'm like, yo, I actually think that you should get on this part of the verse. And like, nah, because blah 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 blah, and then it takes some time. Like, okay, well, we're gonna process who's gonna do it and what's better for it, and then we do it. That's collaboration. So if I'm doing this project with you guys, actually, if I care to do the project with you, then I would say, okay, both of y'all feel that way. Okay, you guys, we won. Let's just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's where I was coming from.
I know, and that's my point being, because that's where you were at the beginning of it until the whole smoothing thing happened, and then you're like, oh, well, I don't really feel like doing this anymore. And you wanted to make it about vintage.
He was talking.
Doing most of the talking, and that don't even make no sense.
No, that's what it was about for me. So that's what I'm saying. Like for you, and based off of what you're feeling, I personally don't know much about that. So it's like for me and my reality and what is going on through my internal circulation, if you can accept how you're perceiving things and how you're feeling things and where your feelings come from and how I'm perceiving things and accept my feelings and where my thoughts come from, because I'm a human too. So it's like, if we're going to actually work together to make sense out of this shit, then we need to actually trust what each other is thinking and feeling and put it on paper and pay attention to where our feelings are coming from and why, and not just put it on intuition and because I know. That's like saying, I can't tell you anything that I know, and I don't know what I know, why I know what I know, I just feel. And it's like, nigga, I know where feelings come from, he knows where feelings come from, she knows where feelings come from. How come you're the only one who don't know? So it's like, you know. So it's not even saying that you don't know. So it's like, why all of a sudden this moment you can't seem to apply that knowledge to what your reality is? Because it fits you. It fits what you're trying to say. That's what I'm saying. So right now, outside of what you're trying to say and outside of what I'm trying to say, I'm not even trying to tell you what you are feeling and thinking and how it. No, I'm saying how you feeling and thinking is you and how I'm feeling and thinking is me. And us operating in the same space, we're taking full accountability for that.
For sure.
So how can you then tell me now, with that being said, that the reason why I didn't want to do the video was because of something that, you know, what you said, when in my reality, that is not it at all.
Oh, yeah, because you didn't have the awareness in your reality because of how you were feeling. Like, and everything that you're feeling triggered by right now, just listen. Everything that you are feeling, like, triggered by me, which is like not being connected to my intuition, or however you're saying it, like, because I don't know where it comes from, or this is the same, like I said, this is the same example that you gave with me having feelings, or me thinking that I didn't have feelings for you, but you knowing that I did, and I just didn't know that I did. But like, and I'll let you believe that. I'm not like, I was never like, no, whatever. I mean, maybe I did, but like, I've been letting you like believe that because that is your reality. But I'm telling you, in those moments, I was never physically attracted to you. I was never like attracted to you on an emotional level or anything like that at all. Like, I never saw myself with you or nothing like that at all. And it wasn't even like, I was very aware of myself in those moments. Like, it wasn't that I was not aware of it, but you could think whatever you want to think. You know what I mean? I'm not here to argue with that, but this is the same situation. Like, you were not aware of the fact that you were affected emotionally in that way that caused a blockage for you to play that part, you know, and play that role. You know? So
why do you think that I was affected?
Because you were down before that. We were literally about to do that, and then you went to make this smoothie.
What do you mean down?
And then I said a thing about the smoothie, and then it was this whole thing, and then we got into a little thing, and the energy shifted, and then when you came, and then
the energy shifted with what?
No,
with you?
With
your emotion.
No,
that's what it was.
With your
thought
emotion.
It was me.
I'm trying to show you, and this is how it showed in your actions, because you were down before, and then the whole thing happened with the smoothie. You may not remember how it went down or how it felt. But then you came to sit down, and all of a sudden, you didn't want to do it no more, and then you just put it on vintage. And then we were both like, no, remember, this is what we were going to do. And then you're like, all right, you're right. And that's why you surrendered and did it.
So why did I surrender and do it?
Because that's what you were,
why did I surrender and do it?
Because you processed the emotions that was, you were feeling that blockage.
No, I processed what y'all wanted. That's what I processed, babe. I processed what y'all wanted. Y'all said both of y'all feel this way, so I processed what y'all wanted, and we're collabing, and so that's how I moved. It wasn't about about something I was feeling, babe. Literally, like you think, and you know what? Actually, it's funny because, you know, and it's funny because it's like, if you want to divert from the main point at hand, we can do that in the sense of like, okay, let's say, well, you was processing something, right? even if we go through what I was processing and what emotion or energy I was processing, it had nothing to do with anything of that. I can tell you that. Me wanting to go get a smoothie, that's what I was processing. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I want to get this fucking smoothie. Literally. So, you know what I'm saying? And I go get the smoothie and I come back and I do whatever. And then you guys want to do that. It is what it is. That's what I'm saying. So, like, you know, regardless of what you guys felt or what you felt like it was, all I'm sharing is that if you take full responsibility for how you felt and how you perceived things at the time, and you actually, and it's between me and the universe and between you and the universe. So it's like, it's going to be what it's going to be. But however, one thing for sure is that when it comes to just letting things be, at the end of the day, you will never know what outside of somebody else. Just like you would never know all this information that I be talking about, that I be trying to transit. So it's the same thing.
It's the same thing of you never knowing if I really have feelings for you or not, or if I was really attracted to you or not.
It's funny because
up and down, and you do.
And guess what? Me and you are different, ain't we?
Yeah.
So.
Well, we are also the same.
Yeah, and the ways that we are same is very much 2% to how much we are different. Just as vice versa. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so with that being said, and physically, energetically, and spiritually, we're very different and very similar.
Yes.
So I say that to say that the way I process, the way I take in energy is different from yours, right?
Yep.
So with that being said, the way I project energy and the way that my whole existence is different from yours.
Yep.
So.
And it's the same.
Yeah, and at the same time, not the same. There's similarities,
exactly.
To be exact.
But
you know what I'm saying?
It's also very similar.
Yeah, very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Similarities,
yeah.
To be exact.
Yeah.
But not the same.
Some ways the same.
Because same, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, say all that to say is that you can only take responsibility for who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I do the same thing. So for example, in that moment, shit, I can even go science with this if we want to. And this is why we need to do this, because I can say this on one level, and when I say this, then I ask you to listen to it, hopefully, and actually try to get me to follow up with the science or sense that it's making when I say this, because I can. And I'm only going here just so you can go there too.
And I'm only here because I'm holding space.
Okay,
because I could go back and forth all night, but I'm here.
I can too. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm here to hear you.
Okay, so put it like this. I may, like, how do I say this? Okay, I'm going to say this vague, and then I can get detailed if you need me to.
Your perspective. You can detail it, or
okay, I'll say both. I absorb more energy than you.
That's not, you don't know that, but.
Look at my body.
Go ahead.
Look at my body. Is that not true?
Well, because you're more
can I prove it for you scientifically first? Can I?
If you feel called to, of course, I'll hold space.
Okay, so I got to ask you a question. Based off of, do you know biology pretty good?
Yeah.
Do you know about melanin pretty well?
Yep.
So would you say if I stood out in the sun and you stood out in the sun and it was 110 degrees, that I would absorb more energy of that sun than you?
Scientifically proven, yes.
Okay, so if every single dimension is connected, your physical dimension, your emotional dimension, and your mental dimension, and your spiritual dimension, if it's all connected, wouldn't that say that I'm receiving more of something else at the same time than you on another dimension?
Depends on if there's sun or not. Like, let's say if...
So what is sun?
Energy.
And what is energy? Everything.
Yeah.
So if the sun is a... And look, the sun is just a fractal of energy. Mm-hmm. The sun is a fractal of something. Mm-hmm. We are a fractal of the sun. Mm-hmm. Am I not receiving more on every level? It's about what I do with it that makes me the man that I am. Not about me receiving more. I can give a person $1 million and they fucking go do whatever. I'm not saying that you're not, how do you say, efficient, and you're not a conduit. I'm just asking this scientific question so we can get down to the basics.
And scientifically, if you want to go scientific with it, let's say we are in a place with less sun, but I can say that I probably absorb more emotional energy than you.
Because we're in a place where less sun?
Yeah.
Why?
Because
scientifically, if you go there.
Well, because now the emission of, like, let's say if we are inside, and let's say there's a place, like inside, or a place with, like, no sun. Mm-hmm. So then sun wouldn't really be a factor.
So put it like this. What is sunlight?
Energy.
What is energy?
The answer that you want to hear is everything.
Okay, I don't want to hear an answer. I want to hear what I don't want to hear what I want to hear. I want to hear what you think so I can move and make sense in your world so that we're not just separated and we're not communicating here. We're trying to have a full conversation here. So what is sunlight to you?
Sunlight to me is energy.
And what is energy to you from your knowledge?
Energy is light.
And light is?
Molecules.
Okay. And light, molecules, energy is everything. This is molecules, yes?
Mm-hmm.
This is light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sound is energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The sunlight is emitting all of that, right? Do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. So whether I'm in the sunlight or not, I'm still doing the same thing.
But you're saying you're
absorbing more than you on a scientific level first. We're going to go there with the body first.
Exactly. And that's why it gets tricky when you want to make it scientific, because now when there's no sunlight,
that's the point. No, it is. You hear me? Because the body is the body.
Because look, yes, we are in now a more dense version of the sun, like the light. Yes.
Talking about these bodies. What do you mean by that?
Everything.
We are in now a more dense version of the light. What do you mean?
So it's like a slowed down version, because the light is like fast moving molecules.
Yeah, just vibrating.
Right? So when you take it down to earth, everything is slowed down and more dense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say there is no sunlight.
Yes.
So now you are not absorbing the energy.
I'm not absorbing sunlight.
Exactly.
And guess what?
What?
Why am I absorbing sunlight?
Because
of melanin.
What?
The same reason you're absorbing sunlight. Why are you pulling this shit in? You know what I'm saying? On a biological, trying to speak scientific here first.
Yeah, please, because you're the one that wants to speak scientifically. So please stay on a scientific.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Frequency.
Okay, so look, I'll just say it.
Yeah, keep it scientific.
I'll just say it.
Okay.
The reason why we're like you and I and anyone on this planet is absorbing sunlight because they have melanocytes. The reason why melanocytes exist is because it is a fractal of everything else, which is the sun and whatever the sun is. So everything that is in nature will naturally pull in sunlight. And when it pulls in sunlight, it's going to make things brown. It's going to make the trees brown. It's going to make the soil brown. When it has when the soil is deep brown, what is it? It's nutrient dense, just like you said earlier. You hit it on a point. And why does that make sense? Because that means that when it's nutrient dense, it has a lot.
Yes, of course. And we all know that scientifically, when the sun is shining down, of course, your body is receiving and absorbing more sunlight.
Yes.
And so now when we talk about no sunlight.
Yes. So no sunlight.
Now
Boom.
we're talking about different type of energies being absorbed.
So let's go there. Let's go there.
Exactly, and that's
I'm
where I was going.
still doing the same thing.
No.
I'm still doing the same thing.
No.
You're not hearing me.
No, you're not. I am hearing you. I am exactly hearing you because you keep going back to this point. You keep going back to this point. You keep going back to the sun. But now I'm drifting back and reminding you that okay, look, I understand that what you're saying, but you keep on bringing it back to the sun. Hold on, because you keep doing this, and I need to show you so we can move on and not go back to this sunlight thing. Because that you keep going back to and drifting away from what the point really is and why I'm actually proving myself.
Continue.
Okay, scientifically, because you want to keep it scientific. Mm-hmm. So now that there is no sunlight, and now we are talking about this more dense energy of absorption, and even our emotional energy. I'm just saying, an archetype like me will absorb more energy than you because of.
So why scientifically?
Because of my placement of when I was born in the stars.
Your placement, born in the stars. The stars, the sunlight. It takes multiple stars and multiple planets to even have the stars. The stars is energy, right? Yep. So that means that you're not absorbing more nothing than me, bro. I'm going to just tell you how it is straight up. Because you're going to have to take this and actually perceive it scientifically.
And I'm literally explaining to you scientifically why I can absorb more energy than
I'm going to tell you this.
No, but when you bring it back, I'm just saying, when you bring it back to the sun.
I'm not even going to that.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm about to tell you exactly. Let me continue then. Because I'm going to tell you straight up. No sun. Mm-hmm. But the sun exists, yeah? Because we're here. We're speaking reality.
Okay.
No sun, but the sun exists, nigga. You're still a sunbeam.
Okay, in that
Okay,
case...
no, pause. Let me finish, because you're still a sun being. Beyond a sun being, you're still a being who absorbs frequencies and energies, and everything that is frequency and energy regarding oxygen. All the elements that is within our atmosphere is physical, actually. So all those oxygen, the O2, and that's two molecules, and that's molecules put together. Nigga, that's light. So I'm still absorbing that. I'm absorbing more than you in that way, on a biological level, literally.
Okay.
So
if you made that
now,
clear, then yeah.
Okay, so now with that being said,
scientifically that's true.
Now that's just sound. I'm absorbing more sound than you. I'm absorbing more energy than you. I'm absorbing more emotion than you. I'm absorbing more everything than you. But it's not like, and again, I say this to keep myself humble. It's not that I'm saying that I'm more how do you say, like a clearer conduit of you. You know what I'm saying?
I know how clear I am.
Yeah.
But, and no, that's very true. In a reality where the sun is here, then yes, you are.
And I'm saying when the sun is down, I'm still absorbing more than you.
No, for sure. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Just like if the sun never existed and this was a moon world or something like that, and it, whatever the fuck the case was, that would be the case.
Exactly. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about.
And I'm saying this to say is that I'm still absorbing more, like as long as I have this suit, this will be what it is. Like I didn't choose to come here, but I did. But I didn't necessarily, like, on this, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it is what it is. So now we're gonna take this, now we're gonna take this as above, so below, as below, so above knowledge, because now we're using science to go into the spiritual. We have to foundate ourselves in the physical first. Yeah. So now that we know something is here, just like if you have a disease on this dimension, something is causing it in the other dimension.
Yes.
So with that being said,
exactly, because once you create more clarity in what you're speaking of and the exact reality, you see how we can agree, because we are very equally knowledgeable in scientific knowledge.
And so, as I continue, it's like literally that. So
on
a mental.
I agree, babe.
Okay,
I agree.
I know that. I know that.
I just thought we were talking about different things, but now that I see we're talking about the same thing, like obviously I agree that your body absorbs more.
But and I'm not just saying my body. I'm saying, like, if you see me as just a physical being, then that's cool.
And we both know that that's not true. But go on.
Okay, so
if you can create that scenario,
I know that, and I'm not creating that scenario.
Yes, you are. If a version of myself didn't see that, go ahead.
Okay, look. What I'm saying here is that if you see me as a physical being, then you could easily perceive that as such. But since you don't, then you can't really.
That's why we're literally on the same page right
now.
But like, if I did only see it as a physical being, I get how I would like be on a total different page than you.
And just bringing it back, like, so even on a spiritual level, on an emotional level, on a mental level, I'm taking more in.
Yeah, for sure.
And so with that being said, since I am here with you on this frequency, in which we call this frequency, you can only imagine the level of energy that I'm receiving. So bringing now with all of that understanding, because now we know who we are and where we are in this cosmic puddle of things. So it's like how I'm feeling and how you're feeling is totally, like you are the creator. You are the creator of that.
Not totally, fractally.
Fractally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fractally. You are the creator of that. And I'm trying to remember too, because there was something else that we were just mentioning too, because I actually recorded this because.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that was perfect, because that was actually good.
Yeah.
But,
for sure. That's just how it always goes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I remember now. So when you said that a version of me that I like, so you were saying like, so how can I actually like when I said, oh, when I met you before, like I could feel and I can sense those things. So that means that I can feel and sense things more than you. I can run it back if I have to. So I'm saying that I wouldn't be surprised. Me personally, I'm saying this to me in the universe, not even to hurt nobody, to none of that. This is just
nobody here, but that's the thing. I'm just not going to argue.
I'm not asking you to argue.
Yeah. But I'm here to hold space for your perspective on things.
Please, because this is beyond my perspective. So it's like,
no, it is your perspective.
This is actually universal knowledge, because I'm saying that if on a physical level that you agree with, only because it's universal, because I didn't teach you none of this shit that you know.
You do, just because you absorb more energy than me doesn't mean you know more about me.
So check this out. So check this out. Now we're about to dive deep, because we gotta do this shit. And I love how I'm recording.
No, we got to.
Okay, so who are you?
Please.
Like, give me the most realist answer that you know to be true. Who are you?
I am the universe.
Yes. So now,
saw me on the camera, you're like, yeah, and even time before that, but you didn't even know me time before that.
Yeah, I meant that I had an expanded awareness of time and integration of time before that. So when I met you, I was already in the expanded awareness of time.
Okay, thank you for that. Yes, that makes sense now, because it was very confusing, because I was trying to tell you, because you weren't listening, that you never knew me before, because when I said that, that's insinuating that you knew me, and I'm like, no, we didn't know each other. So let's just keep on track and continue to create clarity.
Okay, so moving forward now. So with that being said, literally at that time, what I felt to you, you may not have felt, but it doesn't mean that I wasn't right. I was right at that time. You wasn't tapped into the field to be able,
right?
Meaning that I knew what I was talking about when I felt it and seen it in the astral, and not even just in the astral, just here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Felt it, seen it, thought, all of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? What that doesn't mean I had to act on it at the time. I didn't have to do anything about.
No, of course you didn't. But yeah, just solely the fact, like, dude, fuck all that extra shit. We're literally talking about the same shit, babe. Like, you knowing, or you claiming to know that I would fuck with you the long way in that moment, because
in this type of way.
No, exactly. This type of way, but in that moment is what I'm talking about. That's the key to everything. Okay, like in that moment.
Yes.
Because in that moment, like, I'm letting you know that I would not.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. So the difference between me and you,
the difference between me and you is that I didn't have the awareness of, like, oh, maybe I would fuck with him in the long run. You know, when you intuitively felt that I would. But even though I didn't apply myself and, like, you know, because I didn't look at you romantically at all, like, in that moment, you know what I mean? Like, or even a little bit, like, I barely even saw you, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way you're going to see me like
in that moment. But, like, I knew, I can say that I know that in that moment that I would have not fucked with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, obviously, like, yeah, like, that is what it is. And so, like, it's like, that's normal because you was dating someone else, and at the same time, and at the same time, I was dating someone else.
Exactly.
But, and here's the thing. I can feel things, hopefully, and still see and know where I'm at and let it be, just like you can now, right? So I'm saying that to say is that at that time, it's not that I wasn't right. It's because I'm tapped into the past, the present, and the future in time, in space. Because I see its infinity, and I see the connection between the end and the beginning and the present. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm feeling more. So it's like, how, bringing it back now, when you say you were feeling more, or you feel more than I do, or do anything that these, or just niggas thinking that I'm not feeling, it's like, or in any type of thing, you know what I mean? Like, that layer doesn't even scientifically add up. I can lie to myself and tell myself, I don't want to feel just like niggas in the hood do. I don't feel nothing. Nigga, you feel. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see it type shit.
No, it's definitely, well, when it comes to emotions and stuff, it's definitely with context.
Yes, for sure.
But if you're talking about biologically and all that, yeah, you absorb more energy.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta understand now, because you made that statement, everything is connected, and we're gonna, and what, somebody's gonna say that in the future in a way that maybe it'll click in another way. But point I'm saying is that your body, your mind, your emotion, and your spirituality is all connected. They're all one. When something is happening, especially in the spiritual, best believe it's happening in the physical. If something is happening in the physical, best believe it's happening in the spiritual, mental, emotional. If you can uncover the thoughts and emotions that's happening at the time, tap it into the subconscious mind, then you will be able to see it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, type shit.
Yeah, but if you say that you're really into astrology and the ways that you are, like, biologically, yes, you may absorb more energy, but there's certain aspects of me that does absorb more energy than you.
That's what I'm telling you right now. There's certain, like, look, put it like this.
Okay, you're just saying it in a way. Well, look, if you know that what I'm saying is what you're saying, it just sounds different. You literally just said
wrong words. My bad. That's
you.
Not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that, like, and I love that you went to astrology, because astrology is perfect. Because astrology,
I love going to things that you actually claim to know.
Yes, because astrology is light codes. You know what astrology is? ATCNG on the DNA. That's what astrology is. And also, astrology is biology. Actually, astrology is straight biology. You know what I'm saying? Like,
use all the big terms and words you want.
no,
man.
but for real though,
No.
astrology is biology, and that's and I can scientifically prove that. And so it's like, whether you go to astrology to try to prove your point in that, it's like, understand that this is a multi-layered reality, and everything that you are somewhere is something that you are in another place. So it's like, yes, your astrological programming, meaning that the characteristics and traits that you embody are all nerfed or are all constructed in a way to make you your authentic self, which means, let's say your Venus and Mercury being in Pisces. Your Mercury's not in Pisces, but I'm just trying to throw something that's deeply in the emotion. Your Mercury's in Aquarius, but I'm trying to think of something to say that would make your Venus being in Pisces, right?
What would make me absorb more emotions? Is that your point being?
Yeah, actually, your Venus and Pisces in the 8th house. That's enough. That's enough.
Perfect.
That's enough.
Perfect.
That's enough. Actually, 8th house Scorpio.
No. Look, if you're trying to make it a point, then yes, it would make sense for you to say whatever the fuck it is. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually.
Go ahead. Say my Mercury.
You're a deep filler. That's
exactly
what it is.
It don't even matter.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And look, you're deep. Like
whatever the fuck it is, trust me, I'm absorbing a lot of emotions. Yes. I don't even care what it is. Type shit.
I bet that.
They don't even fucking matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Type shit.
And like, and here's what I want to say on that, because it's like, your astrological code came, like, it's the same thing I said earlier. Astrology may be saying what it's saying, but all of that chart came inside of an avatar to express as much of what that chart can express in this body. That's why there's people who don't even express certain versions of their chart. Because
also express and absorb.
Yes, express and absorb.
Yep.
You know, and it's funny too, because like, I like when you say that, like absorb, it's like, I feel like there's things that people absorb but they don't express or do anything about.
For sure.
Because it's just like, when I walk down the street, it's like, when we walk down the street, we don't have much of a choice to absorb the sound around us. You know, like, that's just happening. So
I guess you can mean that on a subconscious level.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, and not only that, your skin. If you hear like your body could like something happen, like, your body is your mind and your soul and your emotion. So if all your astrological codes are literally coming into your physical body to express how it is. All your characteristics and traits are that passed down by your astrological code and your genetics. So you have your genetics, which is what your parents have done, thought, felt, and did through time. Now you're going to have that subconsciously, and you're going to have some subconscious individuality. So the subconscious individuality does come into your body, but it still has to express itself through the nodes in which it came here to do. So it's still bringing you back to, for you to experience yourself, you came here to experience this version of yourself, this bandwidth, this color, this way of yourself. I'm not saying that it's less or more. What I'm saying here is that with me knowing that, me taking that
you
same...
You are saying it's less or more, but go on.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Exactly.
I am saying that.
Just okay, but go on. Yes.
So with that being said, what I'm saying here is that, literally that, because it's like, as we look at the biology now, because if that is true for you, then that is true for me. If your astrological code, which is light codes, aka characteristics and traits, which are energy, came into a fucking ball of energy to express itself through this physical body, and genetically and characteristically and all these personalities, all of that, then same for me.
Exactly.
So with that being said, just me being in this body says what I am in the spirit world, in the energy world. You know what I'm saying? So
same with me.
Yes. And so with that being said, when we are looking at each other as the physical body, we are looking at each other's spiritual body. We are looking at each other's mental body. We are looking at each other's emotional body. So there is no separation here. All is one. So you and Vintage felt what y'all felt, and y'all assumed what y'all thought I was feeling. And that's straight up. And if y'all care to know the truth, then you guys would do more introspecting about what it is that you're feeling and why. Especially, and I find it interesting that both y'all felt the same thing. because both y'all resonates with similar things. And the very thing y'all resonate is similar upon emotion, a perception of emotion. I feel like, my personal perspective, you clearly have a more expanded awareness of it than Vintage. I say that hands down. I'll tell him to his face. And I just don't want to discredit anything about him. That's why I don't want to say it like that. But I say that because of your embodiment of it. So I only say to say that, like,
but that has nothing to do with us feeling that it would make a balance for you to speak on the skit versus just saying the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, you are, like, we felt that it would make it a balance for you to have an equal energy in the skit versus just being That's all, and it had nothing to do with what you're thinking it's relating to, but I hold space for it.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, I'm not thinking that what y'all are saying that y'all felt was related to, I'm not even trying to get to that.
Well,
what I'm getting to is no. What I'm getting to,
you were saying what we were feeling
had to do with y'all.
No,
that's what I was saying.
Well, it wasn't what you were saying, but
no, what I was saying was that everything that you and Vintage were feeling was because of y'all personal. That was y'all personal situation, because in my reality it was very different, actually, and I was very conscious of that. And with that being said, if y'all are judging my action, meaning me wanting to go make a smoothie and me not wanting to do the voiceover of a certain way because maybe y'all didn't want to do it, y'all wanted me to do it or something of the nature, and y'all, whatever y'all felt, and y'all felt some type of way, maybe because I didn't want to do it and both of y'all felt like I should have done it, that's probably why y'all was feeling what y'all was feeling. But beyond that, because that's just a possibility.
Yeah, because that's just your perspective. Because what really went down, and I can't speak for him, I can only speak for myself, but with me was you agreeing, and because it was like kind of your turn, like type shit, and like you were feeling into the energy, and you were literally about to record it, but then you wanted to make the smoothie. And then when I felt a type of way about like you wanting to watch a video after taking forever to watch the to make the smoothie, and then me wanting to like prove my point of like, this is exactly why I wanted to stay in the flow, and then like, bringing more energy to that, like that's what rose or blocked your energy from continuing the flow of actually just doing what you were going to do before. So that's why, like, you were like, why do you want me to do this? And then I was like, well, I feel like it's because like you were just, I forget exactly what I said. Yes, exactly. Like you're just saying the whole time. And then you're like, well, actually, I feel like that's the exact reason. Like you use that to literally create the opposite of it, and like you literally only said that because I said that, and you just turned it around. That's all you did. And you were just like, well, actually, I think because I did keep that the whole time, I feel like I should just do it the whole way, and then Vintage should say it. And then Vintage was just feeling into what he felt for whatever reason. I'm not saying that he felt that you felt a type of way about something. That's how I felt, But he expressed that he felt that it would be balanced too. So that's when you agreed too. You were just like, oh, you're right. Like that's because I reminded you about why you wanted to say what you were going to say anyways. And when I reminded you, like, oh yeah, that's right. And then you totally nailed it.
So why did you think I didn't want to do it?
Didn't want to
record the video?
Because you felt a blockage of energy because of what the conversation that we had before that about me thinking that you were going to take forever to make the smoothie. And then you coming to, and then you saying that you didn't take forever, but then me saying that it was forever. And and then we got into this whole thing of like what forever is. And then I was like, yeah. And then like, even if you didn't take forever, I was like, you were about to play this other thing, and that would have taken forever. And that's just how your energy is. And what I was saying was that you and I both know that that's what it always turns into. That's why I was like, I'd rather just stay in the flow. And then you were just like, okay, like, whatever. And then that's why you came like, all right, well, let's finish what we were doing then,
Yeah, but I didn't feel no type of way about that. That's what I'm telling you. Like, babe, like,
I hear you.
Like, actually, what I was going to play, it was something that Vintage was talking. It was something that me and Vintage was talking about.
I hear you.
So it was like
I was very aware.
We both were just like, okay, well, yeah, okay, well, yeah, okay, it is what it is. But my point in that is like, so I'll just clear it up right here then. That the reason why I didn't want to do the video was simply because I observed my face, I observed my part in the whole thing, and I saw that I was doing less lip movement, right? And that's why I was like, okay, well, and less, you know, like as if I'm talking, essentially, for lack of better words, and but doing the type shit, like that made more sense to me because it's like, okay, well, like this is pretty much what it is, and so that's just where I was with that. So I was like, okay, I really don't need to do this because it's like, honestly, even if I do, it's like I'm just like, it to me at the time, like I felt at the time like, you know, it kind of didn't really like. It seemed like it would make more sense if Vintage literally did it because Vintage is literally like if you watch the video, he's the one doing the like, you know, the swirlies and so it's like it's kind of it'll add to me. It will add to the whole thing to make it very simple that way. But we could add me. I mean, I'm open to that, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, like,
I'm just saying, all I'm saying is the reason why I felt what I felt was because you didn't voice that before the smoothie, you know? But I hear you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no doubt I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. And I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from too, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's 3:31. Oh. You know, we gotta go to sleep because we have to be out of here at 11. No, but that was good talk. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
We recorded a whole ass